Having some tricks up your sleeve for managing the emotion that we're going to talk about today could be a massive game changer for you, because the truth is everybody has felt this at some point, and if you're still feeling this, all it really means is that you are going out there and you are trying new things. You're not sticking at home and playing it safe, and what you need are the tools to help you navigate through it. If you're new here, my name is Maddie. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you are always aware when new videos come out. I want to make sure that you are getting the tips, tricks, and tools that you need to live your best life. Today, the emotion that we are talking about navigating is managing your nerves. That feeling of being nervous. Now, a lot of shame goes around being nervous. We kind of think that it's something that kids are okay to feel, but actually as adults, we should have grown out of that. But the only people who aren't feeling nervous at certain points in their life are the people who are playing it safe. So if you experience feelings of nervousness, that means that you are trying new things or you are living beyond your comfort zone. Now, you could be feeling nervousness in day-to-day things, but still be living outside of your comfort zone, or you could be experiencing nervousness when you are going out there and chasing after new opportunities, maybe in a job interview or going out on a date or pushing the boundaries in some other way that is manifesting itself in feelings of nervousness. What I want you to know is that there are some really tangible tools that you can use to navigate those nervous feelings. Notice I'm not saying eliminate nervous feelings, because actually our body gives us those feelings of nervousness, those butterflies in our stomach, the dry mouth, whatever it is, because it's trying to survive in what it sees as a threatening situation. So if we are going out there and living life to the fullest and taking on new opportunities, there are potentially always going to be times when we are dealing with nervousness or a lack of self-confidence or feelings of fear. That in itself is okay, as long as you're not putting yourself in crazy situations. But if you're just being bold and going out there and trying to go for new opportunities and trying to achieve your goals, don't shy away from the opportunities because you have a feeling of nervousness or because you are feeling insecure. In fact, embrace those opportunities. Just know that you need to tool up. And I'm going to lay out for you today the tools that you can use to help you in those situations. Now, these come from a background as a performer who had stage fright. So I had to overcome my fear of going out on stage if I wanted to follow my dreams. So I did. But the other thing is that because of the life that I've lived, I've been able to talk to hundreds of performers who have given me their top tips as well. So today, of course, I'm just boiling it down to 4 easy things that you can start doing to conquer those nerves, whatever it is you're feeling nervous about. If you have nervousness about talking to new people, these will help. If you have nervousness around going out for job interviews, these will help. If you are nervous about just the situation that you find yourself in right now, these will help you with that. Make sure, though, that you are also checking out the resources that I have available. So in the description box below, there's lots of free resources, but also there's a lot of videos here on this channel that will help with things like building up your self-confidence and navigating negative self-talk and the other things that kind of go hand in hand with managing feelings of nervousness or feelings of being outside of your comfort zone. So are we ready to dive into these 4 tools? So I've broken it down handily to 2 physical things you can do and 2 mindset things that you can do. So let's start with those physical tools. There is one very simple trick that will help you in any moment of nervousness, as long as you remember to do it. So the best advice I have here is start practicing it when you're not feeling nervous so that it's available to you when you are. And that is simply to drop your weight down. What? So that's a little bit of dancer speak maybe, but all it means is that you give yourself a grounding. What could be better than feeling grounded when you are feeling a bit insecure, knowing that you are stable and solid in that moment? So in order to drop our weight down, stand with your feet firmly apart. Like I say hip width, so that basically just means that they're not like right close together, but obviously you're not going to go like spread eagles. And imagine all of your weight just being rooted firmly into the ground. So sometimes people think about their hips or their pelvic region just being heavy. And what that does is it doesn't mean that you can like sink to the ground. You're just staying standing, but it gives you a sense of stability and solidity. Now, what's important when you do that is that you keep your spine tall. So we're not talking about dropping our weight from like the top up. We're talking about dropping our weight from our center downwards. What that does is, as I said, it makes you feel more stable, it makes you feel more solid, but also it gives you this tangible connection to the physical world. Sometimes when we feel nervousness, we feel flighty and like we cannot kind of just rest. So dropping your weight down is going to give you a really clear counter reaction to that very normal feeling when things are getting a bit nerve-wracking or when you feel insecure. The next physical thing that is very, very useful, another tool to have up your sleeve, and this is something that you're going to want to do, if you're just heading into a situation that you know is going to be nerve-wracking, like going into a job interview or like going out on a date or whatever it might be for you. And there are lots of breathing exercises that you can do, okay? So I'm not going to pretend that this is the only thing. There are a load of breath work exercises that will help you to calm those nerves, as well as a million other things, because breathwork is amazing. But the one I want to give you today is just really easy because it's very visual and it's something that you can pull out. And all you do is you just take your finger like this and you imagine that your finger is a candle, like a birthday cake candle, not like a big like tea light, okay? And you imagine the flame coming out of your finger and you're gonna blow on that flame, but not enough to blow it out, just enough to make it waver. And so you just take that lovely controlled breath and you breathe over the top of your finger. And you just imagine that that flame is just wavering in response to the breath coming out of your mouth. All that does is it controls your breathing. It attaches you to something very clearly visual, which will give you a moment of respite from whatever thoughts are going on in your head. And it just brings you back to center. So try that, a few breaths, just blowing not out, but blowing to that birthday candle finger. Let's move on to the two more mind exercises that you can do in those moments to calm your nerves. You're just going to drop into a place where you are centered and calm, but you need to have kind of already like prepped yourself with this. So the next time you're just in a state of feeling quite relaxed and good, take a moment to think about where in your life, in your memory, you have that calm place. So for me, there's a place that I used to go as a kid up on a lake. And when I want to be my most calm, especially when I'm fighting with external things that are making my nerves rise, and I just want to drop down into my sense of calm, I can visualize that place and visualize the water on the lake and visualize the heat of the sun on my face. And it only takes, 5 seconds for me to be there in my mind's eye. So make sure that you have a place like that. And it could be a physical place, or it could just be, when you're with a certain person. It could be from your memory, or it could be something you experience on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't matter. There are no rules around this, just that you are bringing to mind a time when you feel calm and you're visualizing that you are in that time now. So you're just essentially tricking yourself in the kindest of ways to change your body chemistry, making yourself believe that you are in that calm place now. Obviously, it's a great thing to do if you can just shut your eyes and take a few breaths in that place and really soak it in. Think of all 5 of your senses. So what can you feel? What can you taste? What can you hear? What can you touch? What can you smell in that calm environment that you are bringing yourself to in your mind's eye? Instantly, you will feel a sense of calm come over you because you have prepped yourself for that. That is your cue. So to practice that, make sure you're doing that visualization exercise before actually entering into the high pressure situation or that situation where you anticipate you are going to feel nervous. The final tool that is going to help you when you are in periods of feeling nervous, especially if you're heading into like a high pressure situation, is to say what it is that you're fearing. So whether you say it out loud or you say it in your head, by saying, I'm nervous because, or I think that this is going to happen, or I'm afraid of this. Give language to the feeling. By doing that, by really zeroing in on what it is you're feeling and putting words to it, 2 things happen. 1, we're able to just distance ourselves from it because it's no longer just like rattling around in our brain. It's suddenly a sentence. And even better, if you can write down that sentence, you just take 1 further step away from it. But the other thing that happens when we give it language, when we say what it is that we can then, on a logical level, look at that fear or that thing that we're nervous about. And we can take some objectivity and go, okay, well, is this actually something I need to be nervous about right now? Or is this actually realistically something that could happen? One of the things that our nervousness comes from is, as I said right at the beginning, a sense of our body wanting us to survive. So there's like a protection thing that happens. But usually when we're going into a nerve-wracking situation, like a job interview, for example, our survival isn't really being called into question, even if our body is protecting us as though it is. So by putting it into words and by being able to really formulate and see the parameters of what that fear is, often we can see that maybe we don't need to be so worried and so scared. Now, I know that is easier said than done, but if you attempt these 4 strategies when you are feeling nervous, you will get to a place of being more grounded and more calm. And when you do that, then you are able to enter into that situation where you are outside of your comfort zone and still bring your best self forward. And really, that's what this is all about. If you've enjoyed today's video, if you have found something useful from it, do make sure to check out the description box below because I've jam-packed it full of amazing free resources so that you can continue on your journey to live your best life. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to I can't say it anymore. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon.